Hello and welcome back to the Psycholegal Pop Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Tess Brigham. I'm the therapist.
And I'm Brooke Brigham. I'm the attorney.
And we are back with our Sister Wives Rewind. This is Season 9, Episode 9, A Judge Decides. But before we get into that, we want to first announce, if you haven't seen already, we are doing a book club for Christine Brown's new book, Sister Wives. I'm about 60 some odd pages in and it's good. It is good. So those are going to be dropping every Sunday. So we're going to put the first one this upcoming, actually, when you listen to this, it would have already dropped. Sorry. So that first book club is going to drop on the free feed the first week. And then after that, we're going to start posting the rest of them on Patreon at our $8 tier. So if you want to come check us out and see our Patreon, that's where to get the rest of the book club. And we don't really have an assigned number of like weeks that we're going to do it. We really want to take our time and talk about the things that we want to talk about versus like, okay, we have to cover this many chapters and this many chapters. Because some things, right? Some things are meatier. They're meatier, more interesting sections than others. So.
Yeah. It takes as long as it takes.
Yes. Okay. Now, before we dive into this, A Judge Decides, I am so angry at the producers. Dear God. They all we saw was conversation after conversation after conversation about, oh no, we're so worried about the judge. We don't know what the judge is going to do. Anxious. Oh yes, the kids always felt like a part of their family. This is just important to do. But it was like, we got to hear it from Mary. We got to hear it from Rob. We got to hear it from Kody. We heard it from Kody 7 or 8 times. We got to hear it from Kristen. Savannah flossing. We got to hear it from her.
I love that scene. What a good girl. Flossing.
She is.
Like, what is she? 8 years old and she's in there flossing?
Yeah.
Good for you, Savannah.
She has good teeth health.
Yes.
So, yeah, it just felt like, dear God. And then when Maddie showed up, I'm like, oh, thank God. But then she leaves. And then, did you not notice that? It went on.
Yeah, she didn't go that well. And also Maddie's thing, Maddie wasn't at the adoption. So she wasn't in town, I guess, when that happened. They just shoved that in there for some filler.
Yeah. Because really this whole thing could have been 10 minutes. The judge and all of that. They really wanted to build this up to be this big thing. But the problem is that, okay, we got it. You know, plural families don't do well in court. You're going to court. That's unique and different. That's scary. You don't know what the judge is going to say. Everyone, right? We got it. We got it. And even in the beginning, they have to repeat the whole thing to us. It's like, we got it. We're here. We're season 9, episode 9.
Yeah. And also, they're like, oh, will the judge approve it or not? You wouldn't be going to court if it were going to be denied. That's not how it works. You know what
really?
I mean? Yeah. Okay. This was an orchestrated thing.
Yeah, they don't let cameras in.
Well, yeah, I was shocked they let cameras in the courtroom, number one. I don't know how they got that approved. But also, if the judge wasn't going to approve it, he would have told someone and they would not have come to court. Like, you come to those adoption day things that they do, they're more like celebrations. You know, these are cases that are going to be approved, have been approved, and families come in and they do the kind of, you know, the judge makes a speech and they do a congratulatory thing. And isn't this wonderful? And the families, and they take pictures and, you know, it's a celebratory thing.
Yeah.
So they would not be going there if it wasn't going to be approved. So I feel like they were all acting, will the judge decide or not decide? And
but then the whole time, I'm sorry, then I'm thinking about these kids. I'm like, do the kids know that? Or are you just putting all these kids through a lot of stress just for these scenes?
That's another thing. I felt like they were putting Dayton through all this stress because they're like, well, the judge might want to talk to you. And at one point they said the judge might put you guys on the stand. And no, that would never happen. That would never happen. If anything, if the judge had any doubt and wanted to talk to the kids, he would take them into the chambers and it would be done, you know, that they would have a social worker there, whoever's assigned to this case. Yeah, they really hyped this up and really made it seem like it was much scarier than it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to our episode from last week, and I realized I misspoke. I said that I said adoption is illegal. I meant to say polygamy is illegal. Like, oh
Oh
my
no,
god,
that's a big distinction.
it is. My words got confused. But
Yes.
anyway, yeah, because polygamy is technically illegal in all 50
Mm-hmm.
states, but
Yes.
every state has their little carve out provisions like the cohabitation and they can decide, and usually unless someone is gaming the system, welfare
Mm-hmm.
fraud, marrying, underage girls, that kind of stuff, the state is going to look past that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I find it hard to believe that someone did not brief the Browns because, like I said, these cases always involve a social worker who has to
Mm-hmm.
do a home study, who has to report to the court. A judge is not going to approve an adoption in a home that no one's ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever gone there and confirmed, like, okay, where do these children live? And
Yeah.
who's taking care of them? And are they being taken care of? And all this stuff. So, and then I started thinking, well, yeah, are they making the kids act too?
Yeah. And that's what I'm wondering. Because if I don't know, little Savannah, I mean, did anyone tell her, like, while you're
But it,
flossing your teeth, pretend like you're scared? I don't
I
know.
know, yeah, exactly. But and then Robin's kids, are they telling Robin's kids, okay, you have to pretend like you're really scared, you don't know what's going to
Mm-hmm.
happen, and you're nervous, and but I just felt it was very, very fake, and
Yeah.
and it was all for the show, and the poor kids are like in the middle of all this.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Dayton, they always say Asperger's. We don't have Asperger's anymore. He's on the autism spectrum. And there's a lot of things with Dayton that remind me of my own child, where like all the questions he was asking, how far away is it? How long? Who's going to be
Mhm.
there? How long is it going to take? Kids that are on the spectrum, they need to know
Mhm.
what is going to happen. And so I felt like Dayton was taking this really, he was trying to take this really serious. It was very
Mhm.
important to him. He was approaching it from that place. And I don't think he really understood that this was, all for show. I don't think any
Mhm.
of those kids really did.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
maybe they told the older
know.
kids. I don't know.
Yeah. I it was weird to me because I know this is not how things go, and it's not a surprise on the day of
Hmm.
court. You
Yeah.
know going in, it's gonna be approved. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But this did not need to be the entire episode. You could have folded one more storyline in and
Well, they
gotten far
did. They
less.
they put in this Maddie
Well, no, one more,
thing. Oh, even
Maddie and
another one.
something else.
Okay.
Yes, even
Yeah.
more because it was so. I mean, go back and if you watch it, it's like so repetitive. I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't do this. So, it's so funny since we're reading Christine's book. The first scene is Kody and Robin, and they're talking about driving together, and they're like, "Oh, Christine's going separately." I'm like, "Yes, always, always separately."
Yeah, let Christine drive all the kids. We'll just drive alone in my little sports car and
Well, actually, did you see Mary got into the back? And so, because Robin would get sick in the back because, she's pregnant.
oh, yes. Well, yeah, his
Yes. So
little
Mary
his
was there.
yeah, his car that he I don't know, won in some MLM contest. But yeah, they're in the poor Mary, she still looks miserable.
Oh, God. Mary. I want to
She's
talk about Mary. Oh,
yeah,
this
they're
is not good.
dragging her along. She's doesn't look good. Doesn't
No,
look good.
no. But we get this recap of, from everybody of like what they've been doing. This is a long process. It's taken a year. And last month, they filed the petition, and this is the day that they're going to go to Ron Richards' office. And
Isn't it Ron Reynolds?
oh, Ron Reynolds. Sorry, I got that wrong. There must be another Ron Richards or something.
Ron
Um,
Richards is the guy from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills who was the
yeah, that
attorney.
attorney. Okay,
Yeah.
another attorney. Not
Different
that
guy,
far
different
off.
Ron attorney. Yeah.
Yes. So they're all preparing to go to his office. But one thing that again, I know I've said this before, but Kody goes into this whole thing about like, well, there's always been this nagging concern that if Robin dies, the kids would go back to their father. And that just seems like, well, is that? I just don't, I don't, automatically? Like, that's the part that's so weird. They're going to rip these three kids out of this family. Like, if Robin
No,
dies, rip them out of the family
no.
and send him back to his dad and to their dad. And at the same time, there's a little bit of, I'm so angry that they did this too. I mean, again, I don't know Preston. I don't, David Preston. I don't know what he's like, but I just really feel for him because I really feel like that guy. I don't get the sense that I think we would have heard something from him if he was really as bad as they claim.
Yeah, I'm dying to know the true story, but no, Robin could have put something in her will that says if something happens to me and I have
Mm-hmm.
minor children, I want Kody Brown to be the guardian. And if
Mm-hmm.
they've lived with him for 10 years, 10 plus years, the standard is always what's in the best interest of the child. They're
Mm-hmm.
not automatically just going to go back to their father. But, they want what they want. And that's
Mm-hmm. Are
and
you talking
the
about Kody and Robin?
yeah, Cody and
Yeah.
Robin want what they want. They want things their way.
Mm-hmm.
They're manipulative, and so, this tracks. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying they should go back to their biological father or not, but that's a decision you make at the time because you don't know if
Mm-hmm.
something happened. You don't know how old these kids are, what the situation is going to be. Again, like if they're all in high school, they're about to graduate high school and go off
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to make them like move to Montana and
Mm-hmm.
finish high school
No,
necessarily. Yeah.
they, Robin especially, and Kody, they wanted it to be official.
Mhm.
They wanted it to be official. Officially, the last name is Brown. Officially, it's this.
Mhm.
Officially, it's that. And that's one of the things, again, this entire family is like, oh, I already feel like they're siblings. I already feel like they're
Right.
part of the family. But it's really, I think, Robin who's like wants it to be
Control.
official,
Control.
control, and to do this. And it's like, okay, do you have to? I mean, the way they're talking to us, it's like, we absolutely have to do this. And it's like, no, you don't. You
Mhm.
don't actually have to do this. You're choosing to do it this way.
Mhm.
And that's what bugs me.
No, agreed.
Yeah. All right. So I guess, is this common in all states? They go to Ron's office and all the adults, and the judge says, well, there's certain dates that they do adoptions, and so
Mhm.
you need to pick one of those dates. Is that how that works
In some
normally?
places, like every jurisdiction is different. Sometimes you can call ahead and get some dates from the court and
Mm-hmm.
decide. Sometimes you just larger counties, you might have to just submit it and get the date you get.
Mm-hmm.
Just depends.
So then we're back to, they get four choices of dates. They pick a date, and then once I saw the cameras in the courtroom, I'm like, oh, that scene was fake. Because if you're going to have cameras in a court, right? Like if this was a whole production and a
Right.
setup, like I don't think the producers could.
Yeah, no, the court's going to pick the date that the cameras
Yeah.
come in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was fake probably.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so
And of course
frustrated.
Robin picks the first date because they're like, "Well, it can be September 8th or da 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 da." She's like, "Oh, September 8th. Yeah, that's the
Mm-hmm.
best date."
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's like you probably already knew this date. Yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
so this was my favorite part. So they're talking about everything. Everyone's talking about it. And every time they mention divorce, the camera goes to Mary. Did you notice that?
Oh,
And Mary
yeah.
was so quiet during that entire meeting.
Mhm.
And all she would say in her like solo couch sessions is, I have a lot of conflicting emotions about the divorce. I mean,
Mhm.
she could not crack a smile.
No. She was
It
very
was
hurt.
awful.
She
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm wondering if someone sat her down and said, "Hey, you know what? You didn't need to divorce Kody. Like Robin could have just put something in her will. Like maybe she figured
Mhm.
that out. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But again, it's also very interesting because, right, we talked about this before. Like Mary would never write a tell-all book because that's all we're going to get from Mary.
Mhm.
She's not going to say anything else other than conflicting emotions, and that's it.
Yeah, she's very guarded.
Yeah, yeah. And then Ron gets into this whole thing about divorce and marriages. And of course, I love all these people talking about marriage. It's like everyone's split up now, except for Cody. Janelle's like, oh, yeah, you just kind of keep going. You just kind of keep moving along. I'm like, no, Janelle, something stop. You hit a wall.
Well, yeah,
But they
he's
were,
talking about his clients he has who divorce get divorced, then get remarried and then they realize, the grass isn't always greener. So they go back and they remarry the first person. He's just going, and I'm like, okay, has nothing to do with these people's situation. This is a completely different situation.
Mhm.
But
But
okay,
when he said, yeah, I've had couples that have divorced and then gotten back together, the camera goes to Mary,
Mm-hmm.
looking at her. Like, I mean, again, we don't know what Mary's thinking, but it's really like the producers, the
Mm-hmm.
production is telling us, yeah, we think this is Mary. We think this is what Mary wants.
Yes, if only.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, well, now Maddie's in town.
Hmm.
So Janelle and Maddie are walking over from Janelle's house to Christine's house.
Yeah, it looks like Christine's.
Yeah, and Maddie is barefoot. I noticed that.
Mm.
Um, and they're kind of giggling. They're going to, tell Kody and Christine something. She has big news, and I did think this was nice that, she did want to tell Christine this news because Christine
Hmm.
had basically been a second mother to her,
Yeah.
had a special relationship with her. And she had to qualify it by saying, well, I have a special relationship with Mary and Robin too, but
Just in different ways.
yeah, different ways. And of course, she has
Hmm.
to say that to please Kody.
Yeah. But
Um,
I very much so, I'm sure she was like, I'm going to tell Dad and Christine, like, these are my
mhm,
parents and Janelle,
right, right. So she starts out, they go into Christine's library.
Yeah, she has a library. Look at that.
And, everyone's like, what's up? What's happening? And she says to Kody, you're going to be a grandpa. And then, just kidding. But then Kody says she's always doing this and I can't tell why. So like she's always telling Kody that she's pregnant?
No, I think she's always kind of saying the shocking thing, right?
Okay, trying
And
to
I've done this
shock
with our
them.
parents. Like, you tell them this really horrible thing, or you pretend like it's this. But
Mhm.
Cody's confused about why would you do that? Like, why would you? And it's like she's teasing you.
Mhm.
She's trying to connect with you. She's
Right.
right. That's what she's doing, Cody.
Cuz Cody's a teaser also.
Hmm.
He
Yeah.
teases the teen. He only teases
Hmm.
everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can dish it out, but he can't take it.
Yeah.
So she says there's a guy and we're pretty serious and you know him and everyone's like, "Huh? What?"
Yeah.
And she says it's Caleb Brush.
Oh
And
my God.
yes, and then Christine says Erica's brother? So Erica is the was married to Cody's brother Curtis, who
Hmm.
died in a motorcycle accident. And then Kody right away is just thrilled. He's like, "Well,
Oh
I
yeah.
couldn't have picked better myself."
Because we all know Cody loves Caleb.
But
Not now.
why?
Currently, the two of them don't love it. But Cody's always like,
How he's
right?
always had just thought like he walked on water, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why because when Curtis died, Caleb was like a young, I don't know, 20. Well, he's 10 years older than Maddie.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, she was probably like 15.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is like I think that it sounds like they communicated for 3 years until she hit 18,
Yeah.
and then they started dating. And
Yeah. But he's just automatically like okay with it. Doesn't even
mm-hmm.
ask any. This is before he asks any questions about, well,
Yeah.
how did this happen? He's just right off the bat, just like, oh, yeah. I mean, he has no questions about why this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I thought he accepted it way too quickly.
And so, just to clarify, she was sitting down with the three of them because she said something about, like, this is what I have. I wanted to do the traditional thing and
Mhm.
was it that he was gonna reach out to Kody to get his blessing? So maybe this is her
Yeah.
prep for, like, he's gonna be
Yeah.
calling Kody to ask his blessing maybe to marry her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's clear. It's definitely clear that
Mhm.
she's saying, "We're gonna get married and get
Mhm.
ready for it, and,
Yeah.
he's gonna come to you." And then I think in the next season is when they take a trip to Alaska,
Mhm.
and Caleb goes with him, and that's when he asks Cody for his permission. So Cody's happy, Christina's ecstatic, she
Sh
attacks Maddie, like,
Yeah.
gives her a big hug, and Janelle wants to make it clear that there's no blood relationship here.
They're not second cousins.
No, this is purely by marriage, and, Maddie explains that she met him at the hospital, this is sad, at
Mhm.
when Curtis died, and, they spent some time together, not quite sure what that means. Um, and then they talk about the age difference, and Cody says there's a 10-year age difference, and Maddie very quickly says, "You've got 11 years on Robin."
This is what I
And
love
she
about
she
Maddie.
was prepared.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can tell she does not like Robin at all. I mean, I think she also doesn't like Mary, but, like, she has no respect for those 2. You can tell. Like,
Mhm.
she's just kinda like, "Okay, fine, like, let's bring him over," or Robin will throw a fit.
Well, remember, I think this was in the very first season where, uh, Robin comes to a birthday party at their house in Lehigh, and it's, like, the first time that or one of the first times that she's come to visit the family there, and the older siblings are sitting around on the couch talking about Robin, and Maddie was like, "Well, at least she's not 18." They're just happy that she's, a
Yeah.
little bit older, 30-ish or something. Um,
So
yeah, but
how
that's the thing. If Maddie is
well, how
25-ish, no,
wait,
she's
no,
not
no, no, she's not
25.
25 at this point. Is she
She
that's what I'm trying to figure
she's
out,
like
and actually
18, and
hold on,
Robin,
I'm gonna do
I don't
some
know.
Googling here. Because, yeah, I was trying to figure out so season 9 was what year are we in? But they keep saying that Curtis died 2 years ago.
Okay, I don't know.
So
I don't have my timeline in front of
no.
me, but I mean, if Maddie's 18, Robin is, I don't know, 32, that's 14 years or something. I don't
Okay.
know.
So Maddie is currently 29,
Right now?
um, right now,
She's only
which is crazy.
29?
She's got 4 kids.
Wow.
She was born in 1995. She was born, like, the year I graduated from college. Oh, I'm so old. Um, and then Caleb, according to this, they got married in 2016. So that means that she was 19. No,
Okay.
wait, she was 21. Sorry.
21.
Yes, she was 21 when they got married. So maybe she was 19 when they met. Maybe she was of age when all of this happened and they were
Oh,
quote unquote
yeah,
talking.
okay.
I think the other issue obviously is he's in Montana and she's in she was going to school in Utah.
Mhm.
So I think that was the other thing too. I don't think they could see each other that much. But
Yeah. Yeah, well, Cody says this age difference is okay because Maddie is very intense and she needs a mature person.
yeah, which is
But
so insulting.
well, because she says that they talked and texted for a few years, and Caleb says, "Do you think we're supposed to be together?" And Maddie says, "Sort of. Yeah." It's real romantic.
Listen, they've been
Okay,
together
sort of.
for yeah, they've been together 9 years. They got 4 kids now. I mean, seems to be going well.
No, that it obviously was a good decision, but I just think that's funny. Like, sort of.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's kinda like
Let me
how
let me go tell
Emily
my dad.
well, I don't know if you were watching the show at the time, but Real Housewives of Orange County, like, that's how Emily married her husband, Shane. They were friends, and they were just talking on the phone. He's like, "Do you think we should get married?" I think she was like, "Okay," and they get
All
married.
right. I guess
So, what are you
happens
gonna do?
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And
Um,
then they call Mary and Robin over, and she tells them about Caleb.
yeah. And then Kody says, I'm rapturously happy for you. What? Rapturously? I don't think that's a word.
No.
He's so weird.
Yeah, I know. And
But
again,
he's so happy about this. I think it's just weird.
well, yeah, and the other thing too is, um, you know, when Robin and Mary come over, again, Mary looks miserable. Like
Yeah.
someone roused her out of a depressive state to come over and hear this story. Because was she smiling at all? I don't know if she even really smiled
No.
that
Mary
much.
has not smiled at all in the last several episodes. And going back to this, okay, so if Maddie is, we're thinking she's 19 when this is happening.
Well, yeah, let me look up and see when Curtis Brown passed away. Hold on.
Because this is 2 years after Curtis died?
Oh, wait. Okay. So Curtis died in June of 2013.
Okay.
So in 2013, she would have been 1995. So 5 plus 13 is 18. So she
Okay.
was 18 at the time. So he must have been 28. And then they
So
talked
she's
for a
like
couple years. She's like,
20-ish.
yeah, 20-ish,
Because
21
she's
maybe.
21 when she gets married.
Okay. So she's 20 right
So
now.
she's 20-ish. Okay. And I don't think Maddie ever graduated from college.
No,
I
I don't
think
think she did.
she left college, got married to Caleb. Now,
Hmm.
if my 19, 20-ish year old daughter came to me and said, I want to marry this guy who's 10 years older than me, I haven't finished college, I don't think this would be my reaction.
No, no.
I would be very concerned. Like,
Hmm.
can you just finish college at least?
Yeah.
Like at the bare minimum, can you have like, a long engagement,
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, I hear about people, I mean, again, it's different places here in the Bay Area. Like people get married at like 33. Like people have kids in their late 30s here,
Mhm.
you know? And so I think it's skewed here, but but it's still very, very young. I'm with you. I mean, I don't think you can't prevent her from marrying him,
Mhm.
but I would say, yeah, I will give you my blessing, but you've got to finish college. You
Yeah.
have to finish college. Because it's very scary because what is Maddie if Caleb leaves? Like,
What if he dies? Or,
yeah.
I
What
mean,
what is she to
anything.
do? She's
Yeah.
4 kids and no college education.
I know. And people always, I'm sure Maddie had the intention of finishing, but
Mhm.
but then
It
she
gets hard.
started, she was after her wedding, I think she was pregnant a year later. So
Mhm.
it's very hard. That's very hard to go back. It's very hard to finish if you don't just power through.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just me. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy for them. They obviously have a wonderful family and marriage, and from
And
what I can tell.
what we've also heard is Caleb's really good with money.
Yeah.
So there is some like, okay, good. You hear these things, you're like, okay, this is a guy that's not going to just leave her
I think
hanging. This is
she
not.
is too. Because when she had that very short-lived podcast with her friend,
Mhm.
forget what it was called, but she talked about how it would drive her crazy how her parents made these bad financial decisions.
Mhm.
And she said whenever they would get a tax return, they would go
Yeah.
out and just blow it on something. And she didn't think they made good financial decisions.
Mhm.
And she was consciously trying to make better
Yeah.
decisions.
Yeah.
So no,
Yeah.
I love Maddie. I'm not trying to bag on Maddie. I'm just thinking, if she were my daughter and she came to me with all this, I would have a very different
Yeah.
reaction.
Yes. Yes. Very much so. All right, but you know what, Brooke? We don't have time for that. We've got to go back to Ron's office.
God. How much was Ron's bill this month? Is he charging them? Is he getting paid by TLC? Who's paying Ron?
I don't. I think Ron just loves the cameras
He
at this
loves
point.
the he loves the limelight.
Any chance for them to come in to his office.
Well,
So this.
apparently
Mhm.
his son is one of the members of that band Imagine Dragons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, it's a huge band.
Yeah.
So Ron's probably doing, Ron's got a successful kid. He can retire.
Right. He can just gab away in his office. He's got time.
So this time they have to go in because Dayton is 15. He can sign his own paperwork because the court recognizes him as an adult, and then I guess he's also signing for the name change as well. So again, they're telling Dayton all this stuff. They are taking him to the office, and you could tell that Dayton's anxious.
Yeah.
I love Dayton.
I
I
do
love that
too.
kid. I
We
really
need to
do.
protect him. And this pissed me off when Ron said, that the court looks at you more as an adult, as someone capable of making their own decisions. Okay, Kody comes along and says, "So don't commit any crimes because then you'll go to jail as an adult."
What?
Yeah, and then that just freaks, then Dayton has this freaked out look
Yeah.
on his face. He's already we've you guys are always reminding us how he's on the spectrum and he has process. You're going to say something like that? That would freak any kid out,
Yes.
let alone someone on the spectrum. So
Yes.
Kody once again is so friggin' tone deaf.
Mhm.
What who would say that? Poor Dayton.
Yeah.
He's
And maybe
stressed. He
this
looks very stressed.
Yeah, he looks very stressed. He looks very anxious. He doesn't know what to do or how to be. I mean,
Mhm.
I just and I always think it's really interesting. Remember that Peyton, the infamous 2-hour Peyton interview with,
Mhm.
and that was one of the things that Peyton really said over and over again. I love Dayton. Dayton's my brother. I love Dayton. He's awesome. And I do think that Dayton, is so different than Aurora and Brianna because of the being on the spectrum. What Robin said to him didn't land the same way.
Mhm.
And so I think that's what's kind of allowed him to be. He's very introspective.
Yeah.
He's
He's a
obviously
critical
very intelligent.
thinker.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's a very good critical thinker.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The
Yeah.
and just yeah.
Yeah, whereas Robin saying these things to Aurora and Brianna, and they're like, "Oh, yay, yay, happy, happy, happy," and
Mhm.
Dayton's over here thinking about the long-term implications of these decisions. Unlike Robin and Kody,
Mhm.
are they
Yeah.
thinking about the long-term ramifications of anything? No.
Mhm. No. They're just plowing through to do what they want to do.
Yeah,
I am very curious though. I want to know where Dayton is. Like, what
I
is he? I would
know.
love to know. Like, what are you doing? I'm not. No one's going to stalk you. I just want to know that you're doing well. Like, I would just like to
Yeah.
hear.
Well, maybe he's not so brainwashed. He's obviously made the conscious decision not to be on the show.
Mhm.
He's been able to draw that line in the sand, which is a good sign, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Absolutely. So when Dayton goes over to sign his name, yeah, this is where he's very serious. It's like, this is my first legal document that I've ever
Mhm.
signed. And he's like, cursive or print? How do you want it to be? And same thing. And he's like, wow, this feels like the first step into adulthood.
Yeah.
This is how it's impacting him. And that's the other thing too, is Robin and Kody are on the couch with him when he's saying these things. Do you not get that? Do you not get how? Right? This is how he thinks. I don't know.
Yeah, and Ron is explaining that Kody is now liable. And then when we were talking last week about the legal ramifications of the birth certificate change and
Mhm.
the change in legal status, and that's one of the things that, yeah, now as a parent, like let's say you have a party at your house and you know you serve alcohol, or your kid has alcohol and someone's driving home and gets in an accident,
Mhm.
then Kody and Robin are both legally liable. I mean, it changes a lot. And another thing I thought of was also inheritance rights.
Mm.
That's
Mhm.
another reason why if you you legally change the name, the birth certificate, everything, then that means that Dayton can inherit from Kody if
Mm.
Kody dies without a will, or
Mhm.
the intestate succession laws. Anyway, there's all kinds of legal ramifications, as Ron is trying to explain. And Kody is just sort of like, oh, okay, do. And Dayton's really taking it all in,
Yeah.
processing it.
Yeah. He's really thinking about this
Yeah.
and what this means. Yeah, yeah. Ay. So it's the day before the adoption hearing. And so everybody is like, we got to look amazing because we're going to be on camera
Well,
in a courtroom.
Christine is very concerned about the kids looking good in their clothes because she's afraid of judgment because she
Hmm.
doesn't want them to look like, stereotypical, as if they could. They don't own
Hmm.
these kind of clothes, but she doesn't want them to look like the fundamentalist with their little house
Yes.
on the prairie dresses. But again, they don't own anything like that. But that's her mentality. That's like
Hmm.
hearkening back to her fears of growing up like that. So,
And I also think the flip side of that too is she wants them to look presentable in the sense of
mhm.
like, we need to present ourselves as we take good care of our kids. And you don't
Mhm.
want kids with dirty clothes, even though you do take good care of your kids, right?
Mhm.
If your kids got dirty clothes, ripped jeans, food on their mouth,
Yeah.
looks a little different. So,
Yeah, so then Christine tries to explain adoption to Truly using dolls.
no, but wait. So but I have to point this out. So first, this is Janelle at her house telling
Mhm.
Hunter, mainly Maddie and Janelle telling Hunter, you need to dress well tomorrow. And then they go to Savannah. And Savannah's like, well, Dayton, Aurora, Brianna, spiritually, they've always been my brother and sister. That's why I love her. But now it's going to be legal. I'm like, how old are you?
I know.
But I think, again, I think this is what she's been told over and over
Mhm.
and over again. So I just
Mhm.
thought that was so cute. So, yeah, Christine and these dolls, and then Truly's reaction.
And then Truly says, "My mom is playing with dolls. That's silly. Moms and dads don't play, they work."
Yeah. So poor Christine's
Okay.
like she's thought about this. She spent all this time like doing this reenactment with
Mhm.
dolls and trying to explain it to Truly. And Truly's just kind of like, what are you doing?
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So, I mean, again,
But
and we're back to like more interviews. Everyone's excited, but they're nervous.
mhm.
Brianna is telling again Saul, who's younger than Truly, what is happening. I mean, I love how they keep trying to explain all this stuff to these kids. It's just like they're going to be surrounded by family. They're going into a courtroom, but again, you're making this much scarier than it should
Yeah.
be. You're making it so that you're creating this fear for them, and there's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, they're just playing it up for TV, but it's affecting the kids.
Hmm.
Some of them. The older kids are not so much, but yeah, and Leon is there and says that they're happy for their mom and knows that this is important, and it's like, well, I hope that Mary's happy about it. We
No,
don't
she's
know
not.
because she never talked. Does she even talk in this
She
episode?
does. She talks about it. Hold on. So we go to everyone. We've got this
Yeah,
person, that person. We
everyone
got
weighs
Savannah with the
in.
thing, and everyone's saying,
Yeah.
these people, we love them, blah, blah, blah. Then, well, before that, we see Kody helping Dayton with a tie, which I thought was very sweet.
Mhm.
Um, so Mary is sitting alone at her desk in
Oh
front of her
yes.
computer. And they obviously camera goes and sees her, and she's just like, yes, I am very excited. This is going to be a great day. This is all really good. And you see her like moving the mouse around. I'm like,
Mhm.
is Samuel or
Well,
your catfisher
yeah.
on the other line? And then her phone
She
pings.
gets a text.
She looks at it and then puts it down. So she was very disconnected. I mean,
Yeah.
if I thought she
Well,
did drugs, I would think that she had, just taken a Xanax or something.
after she looks at the text on the phone and puts it down, she lets out a big old sigh.
Mm.
I think that this is Samuel,
Hmm.
Jacob, Cooper, whoever. Yeah, Mary, this is the height of Mary's relationship with
Yeah.
this person.
But she's not happy.
Mm-mm.
She's not happy at all. And yeah, it's hard to watch.
Yeah,
It is.
she's
It is.
miserable. So they're running late.
What else is new?
Shocker. But only 5 minutes, allegedly.
Yeah, which is really good for them.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe it's only 5 minutes, but yeah, and Kody even said the night before, when he was trying to explain how the day was going to go at the dinner table, he says the bailiff runs the show, the judge is the show. Where did you get that, Kody? I mean, did you watch an episode of People's Court or to prepare for this?
Well, yeah, and this is where Dayton, which I saw, they had a big bowl of tater tots in front of him. I was like, ooh, those look good. Add tater tots into my life more. Because they are good.
They are good.
This is where Dayton starts asking those questions. How long will it take? How far away is it? How's this? How's that? It's like, Kody, he doesn't need to know that the judge is the show. It's like, that's not, he needs concrete. What is it going, what best to your best knowledge? What is it going to look like?
How is this going to go? What do I need to do? What do I need to be prepared for? Not this, this abstract thing. And then Kody mentions that, the most important thing, you need to show respect. And one of the most important things is to be on time. I think he's very worried about this, as he should be, because these people are always late. And then he also mentions that this day that they're going to court is the 2-year anniversary of Curtis's death. So, of course, he thinks that this is,
the universe. His father and his brother helping him.
Yeah, his father died the same year. So, or last year, I don't know. But
yeah. Well, and then this is sort of like after the nervous and excited section, having to hear about that for an hour, we get to this new section, which is plural families never go into a courtroom. Isn't this odd or weird? Plural families don't work with the courts, don't because what they're doing is illegal. So, and then we have to hear about that. It's like, we know. Okay.
Yeah, you've been beating this into us for the last 12 years or whatever it's been.
But did you clock when they're walking into the courtroom or into just the court itself that Kody was holding hands with Aurora? I'm like, how old is Aurora at this point? Oh God, I gotta look this up now. Because 10? That is no, I feel like she's older. Hold on.
No, she's not very old.
Okay, if she's 10, I'm okay with this.
I think she's older because they said they've been in the family for 6 years. I think when she came
5 years.
she was 8 or 7. So 12?
Hold on, Aurora Brown. Birthday. She was born June 4th, 2002.
But we don't know what year this is.
But it said if Curtis died in 2013, 2 years later,
2015.
This is 2015, she's 13.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, our father is not a demonstrative person. So for me, felt a little like, God, you're 13. I mean, if I tried to hold Dad's hand at 13, he'd be like, what are you doing?
I don't remember ever holding Dad's hand.
I don't think I ever did either.
I'm sure I did. About it. Crossing the street at some point, like when I was 5, maybe.
Yes, our father's nothing like Kody Brown.
Our father's not, his love language is not physical touch.
Oh, no. His love language, what is Dad's love language? Like telling him about how you did something, awesome, like beat someone at something or won something or you're the best at something or, I don't know, giving us money. I don't know, writing a check. I don't know. That's how he shows his love.
Money and power. I don't know.
Yes. Okay. Where are we now?
Okay. So, so I wrote down, I'm shocked they let them film this scene in the courthouse. Yes. And so, the judge seems a little impatient. We never see the judge's face. We just see the back of the head.
Yeah, the guy's like, I'll do it, but don't show me.
Yeah, don't show my face. We see him. We see the clerk. They're like, okay, hurry up. They don't even wait for everyone to come in before they start, the proceedings.
Yeah.
So they call the case. And there's 35 people there. You've got the whole Brown family. It looks like there's people from Robin's family. And they call the case, and immediately Ron starts asking questions to basically establish the facts in the petition, get Robin's testimony. Is this true? I mean, obviously, all these facts are already alleged in the petition. They've already decided this. So they put on a little show. And, there was a guy who was sitting, he was in a suit, looked like a lawyer. He was sitting like behind the kids, Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. And I'm like, who is this guy? And I started thinking maybe he was a court-appointed lawyer
Oh.
for the kids. Because again, this is not done in a vacuum. They would have a social worker, do a home study, do a report. They're going to appoint court-appointed counsel to talk to the kids. So the kids have been talked to before, and so if I had to put my money on it, I think that's who he was, because he was the only non-family member, and he was just kind of randomly sitting there.
Yeah, well, right, because in these cases, right, the parents have a lawyer and then the kids have a lawyer. Or does each kid have their own individual lawyer, or do they kind of wrap the kids together and have them work with one lawyer?
If they're from the same family, unless there's some real conflict of interest, like one kid wants to live with one parent and another kid wants to live with a different parent, yeah, they would typically represent the sibling group. I used to do these cases in juvenile court. So yeah, I'm sure that's who it was. So, they get a lawyer, they can talk to the lawyer, writes a report, says that whether they object to this or not. So it was real quick, again, this is performative.
And again, Robin is like describing how, they were asking me all these yes or no questions. I'm like, bitch, they're asking you, are you married to this man? Are these your kids? I mean, these are not difficult
These
questions.
are not hard questions.
These are easy questions. And then she's like already tearing up and overwhelmed. She's describing on the couch, like how tough this was, how difficult. It's like, this is Ron. You're in this courtroom surrounded by your entire family. The only people you don't know are the judge and the bailiff and, maybe the other attorney or whatever. But and he's asking you like the most basic questions. How is this overwhelming?
Yeah, and it was just a show, and then Ron said, "Okay, submitted," and then the judge is like, "Okay, approved."
Yeah.
Bye. We got another case.
He's like, I got other cases to handle, and you guys are really holding me up.
Yeah, but not before they take a picture. They have to take a big family picture. And Truly, puts up her deuces. Truly is just. Oh, this is Truly's like height of cuteness.
Yes. Yes.
She's just on fire.
Yes.
So that was that. Now they are Browns, and
I mean, Aurora's beside herself with joy.
Yeah,
this is her dream.
I'm happy she's happy.
Yeah, yeah, they're all very happy.
Yeah.
And then Kody, did you see this? Did you clock this? At the end, Cody's like, "This is a landmark. This is a landmark." And then the final scene is we see in the courtroom, Kody gives Robin a big fat kiss, which is a real kind of no-no because the other wives are there. It's like, interesting. I think he waited for them to leave the courtroom. He's like, "Ooh, let's sneak over here and make out."
It's okay if we just kiss in front of the judge. Sure, the judge is like, "What is happening?" Bailiff, please take these people out.
Yes. They're like, "Oh God, we got to make out. Everyone's gone. Let's shut the door or whatever." I don't know. Or our plan. We finally put our plan together. I don't know. I don't know. So, but next week is the infamous Robin photoshopping.
Yeah, creating a moment, as she calls it.
creating
a moment that did not exist until she says she needs something to connect the two worlds, like pre-Kody and post-Kody. And so again, poor Christine, she takes a portrait of Kody with Christine and her kids, because that was their photo, and transforms it into a photo of Kody with her 3 kids.
Mhm.
I mean, that was so offensive.
It's gross because, again, I don't know David Preston. I don't know what is real or true, but again, nothing has ever been, he's never been charged with anything. He's never done anything. So anything that Robin says is not corroborated. So this is all her story, right? So what you're doing is you're negating him. Like
Right,
there
like
was
he
no
didn't
life.
exist? Yeah.
He doesn't exist. This is your father and this other person doesn't exist. And again, that's just it bugs me to no end. I can't stand it. It's so disrespectful to this man. I mean, and again, if we had evidence that he was a horrible person, I could kind of understand it. But even if he was a horrible person, even if he was in prison, there's a part of me that's a little bit like, that's still their father.
You
Like,
can't erase him.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
erasing him. That's what she's
Mhm.
doing, is erasing him. And it's also offensive to Christine. She took a picture. Christine actually, in her book, in the middle of her book, she's got some
Mhm.
pictures. She has the original picture. It was her and Kody and McKelty and Aspen
Mhm.
who posed for that picture. And she even said in the book, this is the picture Robin took
Yeah.
and made into her own picture. So she basically took Christine out, left Kody in, and then drew in the 3 kids where
Mhm. And
where
her.
Christine and McKelty and Aspen, or no, Robin's not in the photo,
Oh, she's not?
in the
Okay.
drawing.
I
No,
have to
it's
go
just
back and look.
Kody and the
Okay.
3 kids. So that's offensive to Christine. You took Christine's history
Mhm.
and just erased it and
Mhm.
put your own. I mean, it's offensive on so many levels. And when she reveals it, everyone's kind of like, "Oh, that's cool." And Robin's starting to cry, of course.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's really stomach churning.
Yes, it is.
It
It
really
is.
is.
Did you see that Daddy Logan was there? He took the
Yeah,
day
and
off
he
from
was.
work.
I know. And
Mhm.
he was one of the people who was like, "Oh, how cool." Because he's always going to just go along to get along.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. But I'm like, of course, Daddy Logan has to be there. I'm like, God, he's
I
such
know.
a good kid. He's like, took the day. I mean, he really did not need to be
Yeah,
there,
he could make an excuse like, "I have
Yeah.
class all day, I can't get out of it, whatever."
Well, yeah. The other thing too is I think they said he took time off of work. I'm wondering if he's still in college.
Yeah, he might have
He might have been
graduated
out
already.
and he's
Yeah.
at it like a, adult 9 to 5 job. And he's taking one of his precious
Right.
PTO days to go and
Right.
do this.
I know.
So yeah, I mean,
Of
he's such a
course. Well,
good
he's a
kid.
good dad,
Yeah, he's a
That's
great
what a
dad.
good dad would do.
Maybe he's probably the one that encouraged Savannah to floss.
Oh,
It
yeah.
wasn't
He taught
Kody.
he taught Savannah to floss years ago and reinforced it and made sure it became a habit, and he's
Yes.
taught her everything she knows.
Yes. Yes. Ay, ay, ay. All right.
Okay,
Well,
well, there's 3 more episodes left in this season, and maybe we'll try to cram these all in before the new season starts, because I don't
yeah.
want to leave on
Yeah.
with like 1 episode left, or
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's just so much Kody I can take at one time, but I am kind of sad that we're going to have to stop the rewind because I was like, oh, I'm getting back into it. And
yeah,
and this is where Cody's more tolerable as a person than these
yeah.
later seasons. So it's not so terrible. But obviously now that, we're all reading Christine's book, it all seems very, very different.
It's all coming back. Yeah, it's like, well,
Yes.
oh, he is a terrible person. Okay. Let us not forget. Never forget.
Yeah. Is he terrible or is he in the beginning just selfish and self-involved?
Well, I think he grew over time to. I I think he was always a little selfish and self-involved. He was very full of himself, even in high school. You know how his high school
Mhm.
friends talked about him. I
Mhm.
was a showboat in high school.
Mhm.
So a lot of these things, he's always had these traits. And then the other things are just like the results of, a combination of things. Getting into this religion where, you know, the wives were supposed to defer to him, and
Mhm.
he was given all this power. Like, if he hadn't joined this religion, he had to go out and just find a woman to marry him who's not going to let him boss her around and,
Mhm.
tell her what to do. I think he would have turned out to be a different person, but it's just a combination of
Yeah.
all of these things.
Yeah. Well, and I think he felt very forced into plural marriage.
Oh,
I think he felt
absolutely.
forced into it, and he has all this resentment towards the first 3 wives, and it's a little bit like, "Hey, pal, you were an adult." Yeah, like, again, back to that because he was 19 or
He was
20 or 21.
19.
Like, that's the
That's
same
not an
reason.
adult. That's not an
Yeah.
adult, especially for a man. I mean,
Oh
you're
god, no.
illegally adult, but no, I feel like he was forced into that religion because he wanted to please his father. I
Mhm.
think he was forced to marry Mary. I think they did,
I think
fall
they
in
liked each
love.
other. I
They
mean,
liked
how
each other.
Christine describes it, they
They
liked each
fell in
other.
love, yes, but I don't know if they were just, regular monogamous, if it would have necessarily, well, I don't know if they were monogamous, there wouldn't be all of those drivers that kinda drove them apart.
Yeah.
But, this whole idea, and you see this Christine spells it out in her book, is that the solution to every problem is, "Oh, we'll just bring in another wife.
Mhm.
Bring in another wife.
Mhm.
We'll move here. Okay,
Mhm.
do this, do that." Like, nothing is thought through, everything is impulsive, it's like, just do just playing with people's lives,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
oh, yeah, there's so much to talk about there. I can't wait to talk about Christine's book, because
Yes.
it explains a lot of this. And so,
So, if you've
anyway,
enjoyed this few minutes of conversation, this is what you'd get if you went over and joined us on Patreon. As I mentioned, the first episode will be on the free feed, and the rest will be on the Patreon. Um, so we have 2 tiers. We have a $5 tier where you can get all of our shows ad free, and then you get a weekly bonus where we talk about sort of what's happening in the world, pop culture. We get more into our lives and what's going on with us. We spend a lot of time making fun of our parents, which is our favorite thing to do. And we know neither of them can figure out how to find this podcast. So it's very freeing. Um,
we like to
and
talk.
then,
I mean, warning. we
oh yeah, we do talk
we talk some
politics.
politics, and just FYI, if it's not your cup of tea, we
Hmm.
talk a lot about Gavin Newsom and
Yes.
our love for him.
Yes.
And
So
yeah.
again, you don't have to agree with us, but just, you know, if you've been listening for a while, I think you know which way our politics go. So we do. We try not to do too much of that. And then our $8 tier, you get all of that plus a monthly true crime. We just did Amanda Knox, and the month before we did Ghislaine Maxwell, and an Ask Us Anything. So you can ask us legal questions, therapy questions, questions about life, questions about pop culture, and questions about us, and we answer them all. So and then other ways to support us is if you enjoy us and enjoy our show, please give us a 5-star rating and review. Those reviews really, really help us. Um, and subscribe to the show. Follow us on social media at Psych Legal Pop. We're on YouTube. Hello. So go check us out there as well. But I think that's it. Thanks so
Yeah.
much, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.